Welcome back to another episode of Illumin, guys. Today we have a special guest. I know I say every guest is special, but today is a really special guest. He goes by the name Oscar Stone. He's the hottest jeweler in New York. He is my friend. He's one of our clients, and we have boxing gloves. Probably you know why you're asking. And actually, I'm just gonna let Oscar tell you why we have boxing gloves on.
We got boxing gloves because boxing is the new thing, right? All your favorite celebrities, they're boxing, I'm boxing, he's boxing, everyone's boxing. But specifically, a couple things happened. So we just came from the Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight, which was the mega fight of the last, half a decade. And Alan was there for me. We record a lot of stuff on YouTube. Go to my YouTube, check it out. Alan, he did all the video work, sideways triangle. And funny enough, I actually did call out a fellow peer jeweler of mine just a couple hours ago, actually. Goes by the name Trax NYC. Shout out Trax NYC. I will knock you out round one if you do accept the fight. So
Shit.
Damn, shots fired.
What an intro.
This is 60 seconds in, and we're right off to it, bro.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'll knock that motherfucker out easy. He brought up boxing, so I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna like chime in on this. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Holy crap.
But
dude.
yeah, that's why we got gloves on. A lot of reasons why. But yeah.
So there's a lot to unpack here. Where should we start? Do you want to start with Vegas? Do you want to start with today?
Wherever
Should
you
we
want,
start with
man.
your story? How about you tell the audience first who you are, what you do, and the business? Let's start there, so at least they get a little bit of your background.
All right, cool. Government. I'm not gonna tell you guys. Now fuck it. Government's Oscar Izagire. I'm a 28-year-old professional jeweler from New York. My company is based from the Bronx specifically. So shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to the X. X got hands. And basically, I've been in the jewelry business since I was 8 years old. I mean, my father had a smaller pawn shop, and he used to drag me to work. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go. I wanted to be playing with the kids. I wanted to go to summer camp. I wanted to do so many other things. But my father said no. He dragged me to the store. So I'm in the store. I'm ringing the doorbell for every customer who came in. That was my job. I opened the door.
You're the doorman.
The doorbell, because in a jewelry store, you can't just walk in sometimes. So that was my job, right? I don't know, fast forward 20 years later, my list of accomplishments, I'm a GIA gemologist by trade. I mean, I am an official gemologist recognized by the GIA. I am the biggest jeweler in the entire city of the Bronx. And I'm ready to just take down bigger competition because why not? I'm ready to knock some new guys out. So, I mean, that's my story. I might have glossed over a couple things, but I mean, that's it.
At what point, right?
Yeah.
So your dad brings you in to work.
Yeah.
At what age?
8.
8?
8.
So you were like single digits.
Dude, I would fit myself in the safe. Like a safe could be like like 12 feet by 4 feet deep. That's the perfect size for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And I would stuff myself in there. And that's one of my earliest memories.
I have to see pictures of that.
There is no
That'd be
pictures.
very-
There's
thank
no
God.
pictures?
There's no Polaroids.
Stay in.
Okay, so yeah, you start out when you're 8. What point do you, I guess, take an interest for like the business and jewelry?
It's so funny because growing up with such a business-minded household, I mean, we would have dinner conversations about how to manage employees growing up. That's not cap. Like, I would hear my parents, and I would even chime in at 13, 14, like they're talking about drama of employees. So I've been a manager since I was 16 just because of the sheer experience I had. And I took an interest. I don't know if I ever took an interest or I was just born to do business. I was just born to make money. I mean, that's just my calling. I mean, I have to thank my father so much. My parents, they just set me up for so much success. Again, it takes a wise person to talk, but it takes another wise person to listen and to act on it. So shout out to my family. We're just a hardworking bunch, really.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you guys are. I've met. I don't know how big your family is, but I've met quite a few of your
Peruvians
family
are-
Oh
members.
no, yeah, we're Peruvian. My dad's got 7 kids, so I
Extend
mean,
everywhere.
yeah, I got a lot of brothers and sisters. So
Damn, 7 kids, huh?
yeah, man. Yeah.
You're one of 7, or is it 8 total?
I am one of 7 on my dad's side, and I'm one of 4 on my mom's.
Oh,
you
wow.
have, you have a what is it, 7, 4, 11 siblings? Or-
No. So my dad is fathered 7 kids, and my mom is mothered 4. I
Got
mean,
you,
just
got
to
you.
like make it real easy for you guys.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Got you. Okay, cool. Dope.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the what's the official title there? Gemologist? Am I messing that up?
I'm a GIA diamondologist.
There you
to
go.
be specific, like being really specific. But GIA gemologist, I mean, I can appraise just about any piece of jewelry, and like insurance companies will believe it. If I say this is 20,000, it's 20,000, and you can take out an insurance policy for that. I mean, it's not about what I say or the jeweler or whoever, what you think or family value. There's a lot of people who have a lot of value with jewelry. It depends who's gonna pay you out, who's cutting the check. Their opinion matters the most. And because I'm a GIA gemologist, we are on the same page already. I say it's 20, boom, they write you a check for 20 if you lose it.
When did you go for that?
Where did I go?
No. When? Or I guess where? Too.
When and where?
Yeah, like how long is that process? What's that like?
It's a few months. It's a few months process, and they're very strict, and it's not a popular thing. It really is on a need to know basis in the industry. I mean, if anybody out there really wants to get almost started, I mean, courses go from 10 to 20 grand for the semester. It's a couple months. You can't miss any classes. You miss 3 classes, they cut you from the program. They're no nonsense. It's no bullshit. Everyone there is about making money. Like, this isn't a trade school kind of class, A's and B's. It's either you're flawless, no pun intended, or you're not. And so, and the GIA building is located on 47th Street in the Diamond District. You can look it up on a website. You know what I'm saying? If anyone's really interested.
Is that something like you decided to go after high school, or like you just like thought to yourself like, this would help out the family business? What would you say?
Well, after high school, I went to college.
Okay.
I have my 4 years bachelor's from Iona University, studying finance. Was offered a couple jobs, coming out. That's a whole nother conversation for another time. My dad and me basically had an argument about what I wanted to do with my future and things like that.
Really?
But to answer your question specifically, I would say 2 years into the business, like after really taking over, we didn't know much about diamonds or watches. I mean, I'm talking pawn shop. I'm talking Mickey Mouse watches, Michael Kors watches. I'm talking power tools, electronics, PlayStations,
Xboxes.
that's where I'm from.
Oh.
And I have a lot of pride in saying that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't grandfathered in a store with all these diamonds and all these, marquise cuts and blues and reds and yellows. Like, I built my own client list from the ground up. I mean, shout out to my father for giving me the trampoline, right? He really helped out. But, I mean, Oscar Stone doesn't exist before I came in,
That's crazy.
So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where does the name Oscar Stone come from? Because that's a badass name, bro.
It is, right?
I really thought that was your last name.
I thought, honest to God, dude, I thought that was your.
Everybody does.
I thought that was your name. And then I realized it wasn't. But I was like, damn, like this is still a cool fucking name.
Yeah.
Where
right?
does that? Who did you give that? Did somebody give you that name?
No, I mean, I was looking for a name to do the company because I realized I was growing. I realized that the store said pawn shop. Like, that was the name of the store.
Straight
pawn
up,
shop.
just like on the
Pawn
banner,
shop.
pawn
Just
shop.
Pawn shop.
No Oscar
No
pawn
New York.
shop.
No Oscar,
nothing.
York,
no nothing.
nothing.
I told my dad, you know how many years we could have at least had the name Oscar kind of on the streets?
Branded.
And yeah, branded at least.
So you came in and did branding,
Yes. I came in and kind of
business
really
branding,
business
like,
branding.
You brought that youth in a way that like 21st century aspect to that.
Yeah, well, it's new blood. It's fresh heat. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, I'm like a bunny rabbit. I'm ready to go. I want to take swings, and my dad is there guiding me so along the way. Like, we would have 3-4 hour conversations about all my new ideas, and then he would polish them with his experience. So we really are a team.
It's a nice duo, dynamic duo there.
Me and my father are a nasty duo. I mean, like, so the name, right? So when I was in GIA classes, there were these exams called 2-stone exam, 3-stone exams. If you fuck up on one, they kick you out again of the program. It's a really sad thing when someone did get kicked out, but I mean, whatever. And so I got like a flawless score on my 2-stone exam. So I was calling myself Oscar 2-stone, Oscar 2-stone, and then some of my buddies in there were like, oh, go 2-stone, go 2-stone, and so I was like, so that's where it came from fun. But when I started growing the company, like a couple months after, a year later, I was like, Oscar's Golden Diamond, Oscar Diamond, Golden Oscar. I was just like, it just came to me. It just came to me. I was in my bedroom and I was just pacing back and forth. And I was just like, Oscar 2-stone, Oscar Stone. and it was like a eureka moment. Like
Yeah.
when I heard that, I saw Hip Hop Jeweler, I saw 007 Agent, I could do whatever I wanted with that name.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's where the name came from.
Yeah, man. How'd your family and everybody else react to that name when you were like, guys, I got the name?
I mean, I'm not one to kind of like be. I know on Instagram it's so different, YouTube is so different. You know, you guys, you know, this content we're making, right? But I mean, with my family, I'm a family guy. You know, it's like I came up with the name and I didn't tell nobody. I didn't, you know, I just woke up, went into my house one day, and they were like, "Oh, you made it, Oscar Stone." Like, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
I mean, other than that, though, a couple years later, though, it's badass.
Yeah.
I mean, people like even just now, you know,
Yeah.
I know it's a badass name. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, you know you
I
have
fuck
something
with
there.
it.
Yeah.
You know, Oscar Stone, Hands of Stone. Shout
There
out,
you
bro,
go.
Duran.
Hell yeah.
Work with stones.
Work with Stones.
Yeah, that was the connection that I was making. I was like, oh, okay, like Stones, Oscar Stone, like okay, that's clever. I like that. That's,
Yeah,
you know what I
right?
mean, yep.
Yeah.
I appreciate a good name.
Yeah.
I appreciate because honestly, I drive and I see like these store names and I'm just like, it'll just say like laundromat.
Oh my
Like
god.
what the like
Generic.
what? How are you doing business in 2023?
You know what it is, man? Like a lot of people, like especially you gotta have a good set of a good set of balls to hit up a landlord, tell him okay, rent is 6-8 grand, sign a contract, here's my ID, here's a cosigner. You gotta have a good pair of ones to do that. And a lot of times people who come into this country have those pairs because they've already done the impossible by leaving home.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to my father for leaving Peru.
Yep.
I don't know if I would have had that pair to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, and so they open up a store and it's kind of like, yeah, laundromat. Like, yeah, if I want people jewelry store. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So yeah, so that answers
different mindset.
different mindset. How did you come up with sideways triangle? Cuz I mean, it's a play button.
Yeah.
Right?
So you pick up on what that means.
I mean,
you
of
got it?
course,
No,
you
not
know?
everybody does, and so when they do,
Yeah.
it's that aha moment, and they're like, "Oh shit, I know what that means now," and they're like, "Okay, nice," and I love that reaction.
Yeah, I was in my office and you left your business cards and we were just talking about working with you, not working with you, and I was looking at the card and I was just like, is this a motherfucking play button on this logo?
He turned the card. He turned the card.
I
He's like,
turned the
"Oh,
card
shit."
over. Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool.
That's clever. There you go.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
see that moment, that you in your office alone or with the boys or whatever. That means I did my job.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself as another person who thinks a million miles a minute. I was like, I think this guy thinks a million miles a minute, and if he thinks a million miles a minute, then we're gonna make a lot of fucking money together.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
I was in my last part-time job. I worked at a pizzeria,
yeah,
and I was thinking, I was trying to come up with a company name. And I went through like 16 different names. I was like, like this productions, studios, camera, lens. Like there's like just all these like names that I just think are like just not to hate on anybody, but I just think they're so generic, so basic, so like just not creative. And I'm like, if I'm gonna go into a creative business, a creative space, the name's got to be good. Like we got to start there at least because that's the
you gotta
introduction.
gain trust, man. Like if you're
Yeah.
not a creative, and if your name doesn't even say creative, like bro, you're not getting in the door.
I wanted
You know?
everything about us to stand out, every single minute detail. So, the inspiration though, deadass came from I was at my job, and I would just consult with my coworkers. I'm like, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this? Just trying to like hear it out loud.
Yeah.
And then I was texting a buddy of mine, and I was scrolling through the emojis, trying to find inspiration anywhere,
Yeah.
like just on Google, on Instagram, there's via conversations, and I was scrolling through, and I remember like once you get to like page 9 of the emojis, there's a play button and the pause button and like all these other buttons, and
I've never been that far.
dude, I was digging deep.
I just search whatever I need something. But
And,
yeah.
and I found it and I saw it and I was like, okay, that's a play button. We're gonna be making videos. People are gonna be clicking play.
Yeah.
That's the start of the production, the video there. Sideways triangle. That's just another way of describing the play button.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
just like, that's the name. And then I said it out loud and I said it to a couple friends and everyone kind of got positive feedback from it. And I was like, yeah, let's
the
fucking,
boys thought it was good. Y'all thought it was good.
let's I was like, let's
Nice.
I was like, let's rock with that.
Yeah,
and,
peer
and
review
that's crazy.
that. Peer review that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you thank you.
No, of course, man. So the little things count.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So should we talk Vegas?
Let's talk whatever
I'm-
you want
I'm-
to talk,
I'm
man.
wearing
What
the-
do the people want to hear? Vegas is sexy. Vegas is fun.
Little ASMR.
ASMR. Are you gonna take off the gloves now? Would you want to put the gloves on if we're gonna talk about Vegas?
Yeah, should I put both of them on?
I mean,
serious?
I don't want you to knock
Ready?
over a mic
How long
or
you been
anything.
boxing for?
So, a funny story, right? Okay, so the first time I picked up a pair of gloves, I was in the 8th grade, right? And there was a boxing gym like around my house, and by that time, I don't mean to get sad on you guys, but on that time, me and my dad and my mom got divorced, and so it was a little bit of a rough time. It was an ugly divorce. I mean, I don't know what I repressed that shit like. Because I don't feel like it affected me, but it must have. Like, holy shit, it was nasty. We're talking like, I don't want to. I mean, it's just maybe I don't know. Therapist did a good job, but and it was nasty divorce, and so I know my father loved boxing, and I don't know what it was. I saw the gym, and I just went in on my own. Like nobody brought me there. Like my mom wasn't like, oh, he needs something to do after school. Or like, or my dad wasn't like, he's gonna follow my footsteps. I literally an eighth grader get off the bus. I walk into this gym, and I'm just like, how do I sign up?
I want to fight.
I just want to throw some gloves on, right? But it only lasted for 2 months. And I'll tell you why. So I would go after school, I was hitting the bag, and I would stay late. Like I would just be there for 3 hours. I'm not saying intensely working out for 3 hours, but I would always find something to do, hit a bag here and there. And it was late at night. It was 9 p.m. 8th grader, 9 p.m. Where are your kids? Right? And I'm hitting the bag, and the owner of the gym, I hear him talking to his little niece, and she sees me, and I can hear them. They're like in hearable distance, and she asks him, "Oh, is he good?" And like this guy looks at me, he looks at her, he looks at me, he looks at her, and he's just no, and he shakes his head like to also insult to injury.
Oof. Damn.
So after that, I didn't pick up gloves until I was like 26.
Yeah.
It just totally like killed my self-esteem when he did that.
Yeah.
And I still remember it vividly to this day. Then I picked up a pair of gloves when I was 26, an adult and everything. Been hitting the bag for about a year and a half now. I mean, on and off, really, I haven't been so about it, but I got some skills. Throw some hands.
For sure. I mean, Matt made that video from what I saw.
The boy got hands.
Yeah, I was just
Boy
saying,
got-
you
he
got
got
hands,
power.
bro.
He's swift.
I give credit where it's due. You got hands.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, man. I mean, it's a lot of work to just even look like that, So I mean,
I know.
Mind you guys, this guy wakes up at 4 a.m., if not 5 a.m. Mostly, I would say at least probably 5 days out the week, 4 days. I don't know how many days, but at least that day, man.
as often as I can.
As often as he
Early
fucking
bird
can,
gets the word.
This guy gets the work done before he goes to
And
work.
if I don't wake up at 5 a.m., I feel like shit. I feel like I've already started the day late. I feel like I gotta make up. I feel like I'm starting the second quarter of a game if I don't wake up that early. You know?
I applaud that because you like, as I work with more and more entrepreneurs and business people, it's like, not everybody does that. And so the people who do, I'm just like, you guys are fucking beasts. Like that's to me, it's just like, I kind of want to do it, but at the same time, it's like, we've talked about this off camera. I'd rather stay up till 4.
You got your own thing. Everybody's got their own way of working, but if you put in the same amount of work, then you should be fine. You know what I'm saying? For me, it just made sense that way. Too many entrepreneurs, too many TED Talks, too many of these real guys saying that that's what they do, and I want that.
For sure.
And I'm about that life. So I mean, I have to prove it to myself first. I have to convince myself first because I can't just say it and then I feel like I'm lying to myself. I'm lying.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm starting a 6 a.m. thing. So I'm going to start there.
you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm going to work out tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, at least the
Congratulations.
plan is to get up at 6. So probably the gym will be like
Hey man,
6:37.
you gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
If that's what you want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you know what? Like in our busy lifestyles, it really is about getting the workout in before the whole day starts.
Yes.
Or finishing
Yes.
it off with it but oftentimes at night what happens is, something like this will pop up and it's like now you're doing a podcast. So it's
Yeah.
like unless you have a 24-hour gym,
That's been my issue.
your gym
like,
time's killed. So it's
Exactly.
only you get it in the morning and you have that window. And that's what I struggle with. It's just knowing that like, we have this small window and it's just being committed to yourself, having integrity, and saying to yourself, I will wake up and I will do what I said I was going to do, and doing it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it goes out the window because the day takes over.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. At night, there's so many events, there's so many opportunities to make money. Everyone's up, everyone's around, so it's hard to work out at night. I like working out in the morning because it gets my blood pumping, and I'm ready to do business. Like I'm done, like I'm ready to go. So doing it at night, you would think it would tire you out, but if I worked out at night, all right, where's the next fight? Where's the next
staying
challenge?
up.
You know, like I'm ready
Yeah.
to go. I'm ready to tell all my employees, my staff, like boom, 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 bam. You
Yeah.
know, if I work out at night, I'll end up texting my entire staff at like 1 in the morning, 12 at night.
They're like-
yo, by the way, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Because I have a book. I give tasks to all my staff. You know, just
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, man.
I just so whatever works. You know, whatever works for
Of
everybody.
course,
You know,
of course, of
As long as
course.
you put it in the work, that's the most important thing that matters. You know,
Agreed, dude. So yeah, let's dive into Vegas, man.
Vegas.
I'm
I
wearing
love it.
the shirt that we got there.
You are.
Shout out, shout out, shout.
I'm wearing a Muhammad Ali boss collab.
Yeah, that's a cool shirt.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But your shirt is fire too because it's from the fight.
Well, you have the
Black
same
Air
shirt
Forces?
too.
I do, but I think I have one. I
I think you
gifted
wore it
a
already.
couple
Though.
away.
You wore it already. Remember we were talking about the fits. You
Oh
wore-
yeah, because of Instagram and
Yeah.
YouTube, I can't wear the same thing. I know it sounds trivial to you guys, but there's people in the comments. Oh, he's wearing the same thing. You know, they can't find something to hate on you about. They'll find anything to hate on you about, and I mean, I guess I get it. I mean, new clothes? I get to wear new clothes all the time. I mean, you know, like I'm not really losing.
It's true. Matt, who did you have going into the fight, bro?
Originally Garcia, bro.
Yeah. What do you mean
Why
originally?
originally?
You
What,
switched?
until you got knocked out?
No, I started seeing their highlights again more and more because again I wasn't following too much, but then I started seeing the highlights and I'm like, I don't know, man. Tank definitely has that sneaky. He has that sneaky, butt in, butt out a little bit, and then he comes under, and that's literally what happened. That's literally how he got knocked
That
out.
left hand.
And
Dude.
and something about Garcia too is just like again like the promos, bro. He just didn't look. He didn't feel as tough. He just, I don't know. I think he just got intimidated, and that's really changed my mind. Unfortunately, I was going for him.
Yeah.
But it changed.
I love me a good underdog, so that's
Yeah.
why. I mean,
And
I
then
like our
underdog. as well.
Underdog for
Yeah, as
sure.
well.
I love a good story.
and I like Ryan as a whole too. So I was just like, I was like, I hope he wins. Obviously, he didn't, but hopefully they do a rematch.
Hopefully, I mean,
should.
I'm a Ryan fan. Like
Yeah.
I am a fan of Ryan. I respect, he's being, Hispanic too.
Right.
Second generation, doing his thing.
Shout out to my Latinos right there. What's
yeah,
up?
and seeing him hit that left hook like when he's practicing videos. I mean, like I know he's an Instagram. I mean, you could say he's an Instagram fighter, but damn, doesn't that get you like pumped to see him, hit the bag like that? Like it makes me want to pick up a pair of gloves and do that. But all in all, I mean, I can't help but agree that Tank is just a more tactical fighter. I mean, Tank don't do this for the cameras. Like he's about it. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the highlights. That's a good point, man. Like Tank.
Yeah, no.
He knocked Rolly out in the 7th round. I mean, just dude, this guy's next generation. I mean, this guy's like he's legit.
He's undefeated for a reason. He definitely has higher
Yeah.
like fighting IQ. I would
Fighting IQ, man. Seriously.
Yeah, that fighting IQ is unreal, bro.
People think it's just swinging. It's not.
No,
You know,
there's
the
so-
fighting audience knows that it's fighting IQ, but the casual audience, they think you're just swinging, taking the left, taking the right, doing this, being faster in general. Like, no, man, they're reading you the whole time.
Yeah. What was I gonna say with Tank? He's like your
They
dad.
call him Tank for a freaking reason, bro.
Yeah.
That motherfucker really has a freaking arm tank. Like he
That guy's
shoots.
tank.
He guy shoots.
Yeah.
One freaking missile, and that's literally what his arm is. It just shoots and it goes, dude.
His knockout rate is crazy. Oh my god.
I saw that. Like when I saw it, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he has, I think, like out of however 27, 28 wins or whatever, he has like what is it, like 98%
Yeah,
all
no.
knockout.
Oh,
like so
no.
only
Oh,
two
no.
people he didn't like actually knock out. And one of those people
We met.
exactly.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Isaac Cruz. Isaac.
He's yes.
Isaac Cruz. Yeah, we met him. Really good guy. Really humble guy. He's just. I mean, he didn't want to take a drink. He's very disciplined. You know what I'm saying? He was. Just there to be there, watch a good fight, and go back to his training camp. I mean,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Super nice guy. Super nice guy. I actually went through his page. Had a yo Gucci.
Yeah.
I went through his page, and it's so funny because one on the flight back, I watched the entire fight of him and Tank, them going at it, and for sure, dude, he landed like a hook like within like the first 40 seconds of that match.
That's a good fight. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. I saw it too. I mean, I don't think he did enough to say that the fight was stolen from him.
Right.
Like some people say.
No, I don't think it was stolen from him. I think he did a great job. I don't know the technicalities of what it means to ref like a boxing match. Like
Score one, yeah.
Score wise, I don't know how and what they keep track of. Is it significant strikes? Is it the amount of dodging? Is it the amount of ring control time? Is it the amount of whatever? Like but
Go through referee boxing training and you'll know.
Yeah.
But again, that's why we leave it to the professionals. I mean, like body
sure.
shots count. Like power shots count more than jabs. It's just reality. Like
that's true. That's true. Can we talk about these seats? Can we talk about the whole experience of Vegas, bro?
Oh my god,
what, dude! How fucking? If you guys haven't already, check out the YouTube video. It's live. By the time this goes live, it's definitely up there on YouTube. I mean, we banged that thing out like 2 days after the fight and posted it YouTube live.
Yeah,
so
man. What an impressive turnaround! What an impressive turnaround!
I was like, bro, we're doing this. This thing's going live. That cover, shout out to Manny. That shit was fire. Oof. Everything about it was dope. But dude, going there as a whole though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a video on it, but let's go a little bit more in depth on that, right? What does that really mean for you and your dad and that whole journey?
I do so many things. I really need to marinate on this one a little bit more. I mean, my father's dream is to go to a boxing mega fight. That's his dream. If you ask him what are the 10 things he would like to do the most, that has to be somewhere in the top 10, right? And through the business, through connection, I was able to get us there for a relatively easy cost on the business. Those seats are 10 grand a pop. You, my dad, me, I love boxing, but 30 grand, I'm okay. I mean, it's intrinsic value. That's like 30 I could put into merchandise.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And but I'm good friends with Brendan Gibbons. Shout out Brendan Gibbons from Pacquiao Promotions. And in exchange of promo, business dealings, we were able to get it at a certain absolute awesome deal. And we went there, and one of my father's dreams was come true.
Yeah.
And to make that dream come true was one of my dreams. And so
honestly,
it was amazing. Honestly, the atmosphere.
That's kind of the experience
awesome.
I had with my father going to the World Cup, bro, for Peru.
Oh my God.
For Russia, dude. Like his whole dream was going to the freaking World Cup, and I'm glad I was able to go with him. And that shit, that's dope for you and your father. Like that's something you're never gonna fucking forget. That's dope, though.
No, it's always gonna be there. Like, oh, mega fight. If anything, I'm spoiled. My father, he wants to go to more mega fights now.
Would he go see UFC fights?
I mean, he definitely would.
Yeah.
Right. If I asked him the dinner, he would.
Right.
Like he would. But it's definitely not a passion of his. I definitely would have to convince. I'd tell him, what's up? This is gonna be really fun. He'll probably be down. I mean, fighting's fighting, regardless. You know? If you like boxing, how would you not go to a UFC fight? And if you love UFC, how would you not go to the boxing fight given the opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Combat sports is in whole. Wow, those guys have a lot of heart. It's a big mental game.
Competition. Dude.
Yeah, dude. Combat sports though, my favorite.
Dude,
my fucking favorite. I have a similar story to you, like not with boxing, but like when I was probably the same age, like 7 or 8 or some shit. I did karate, and I did a tournament. And one time, I don't know if I got punched or kicked. I really don't remember, but I got just right in the sternum, like just here.
Oh, okay.
And I remember that was the first time ever, I got the wind knocked out of me.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like I just forfeited, quit.
No.
Oh man.
I probably cried, and then I remember I don't remember this, but growing up, then I got into wrestling and jiu-jitsu and now boxing and shit. But I remember my family being like, "Oh, that's interesting that you do combat sports because you were 7 and you did karate and we would try and get you back into classes and you would just not be about it. They'd be like, "Oh, look, there's your gym." Just look the other way.
7-year-old karate story. I mean, who hasn't? Yeah.
Dude, but as a 7-year-old, yeah, bro, you get the win. I just wasn't tough back then. It was an ugly feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know how many kids are really tough at 7 years old. I think half the people who say they are just capping.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true, bro. Can we talk about Pacquiao,
We could talk.
dude?
You guys are so freaking lucky you met him, dude.
Another thing, right? Apart from going to a mega fight, meeting Pacquiao.
You basically met the president of the Philippines.
Yo,
That's basically what he is. He basically met
You
the
know
president.
what?
bro,
so
mad
crazy,
casual
man.
too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
Nah.
that was forced. It wasn't even like a oh shit, there's Pacquiao. Like it was literally like
Hey, what's up,
Brendan. Shout out, yo, bro. Shout out to Brendan.
Another shout out to Brendan.
Brendan, this is an open invite. If you see this, I need you on the podcast. But Brendan invites you and says like, bro, come meet Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
Like it was an open invitation. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
just fucking stalked him down and found where he was eating. Like it was like, no,
Oh, man, no.
you were invited. Like, and
And he said he's seen my store.
yes,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, where?
We need
You
to
know,
find that
I
out.
wanted
We
to
need to
ask him a
find-
million questions where, but he said he's seen a store. I don't know if he's just being nice
Bro,
or
it's
or
good
if
enough
he
for
really
me.
meant it or I don't know, man. But I mean,
we're gonna DM him, bro.
yeah.
Find out.
You know, I've met a lot of like, you know, celebrities, personalities, and if they don't know who I am, they just say I've never seen you before. And some people do, and they say, yeah, I've seen you. So I mean, I don't really, I actually believe him because
No, it's
you know, there's one thing that I don't think he is, and it's a liar.
true.
You know, by saying he's lying, I mean I'm calling Manny Pacquiao a liar, a polite
We're
liar.
calling him a truther. He's a truther.
Yeah, I'm calling him a truther.
You're a
I'm
truther,
gonna
Manny.
take the benefit of the doubt. He's a truther.
He's a truther. He
So
doesn't
yeah,
strike
I
me
mean
as a
that
liar.
was dope. That was dope meeting Manny Pacquiao. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else did you meet there?
He would know better than I would.
A lot of people.
A lot
A
of-
of people. Watch the YouTube video.
Oh shit!
watch
Check
the-
it out.
Yeah.
Link down here.
A favorite person meeting was Michael Strahan from the New York Giants. I mean, you know, shout out New York, shout out New York Giants. You know, I just copped a sick capsule from them at the Boss store. As you can see, I love Boss, and they just
fire.
collab with the Giant.
Oh, nice.
That's tough.
So I'm ready to go to a couple games with my Boss collabs. But yeah, I know Super Bowl champion. You know, awesome dude, awesome guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of celebrities in the house. I don't know if I've ever been around that many celebrities, like just in one room. Like it was actually kind of unreal.
It's kind of nerve wracking a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like who do I talk to first? Can I talk to anybody? And then you just realize there's fucking people.
They're normal
too.
people, bro. Our game plan was when we were there, right? Like we were chilling, we were sitting, we're talking to like the people who are like next to us in like the like our seats or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we were like, bro, I was like, we gotta get the fuck up and just start shaking hands. We gotta go get content.
We gotta go socialize, guys.
It was
Come on.
yeah, it was like yo,
I
like,
mean, that's what the event is, right? Like, it might not be a Met Gala, but people are fucking socializing. I mean, like, they're there to be seen. They're there to watch a fight. All of the above. You know, they're there to water relationships. You know, people love fighting. People love boxing. I mean, these celebrities, like, their favorite sport might just be fucking boxing, and they've been waiting for this type of fight to happen to, you know, come together and show support for the sport. You know.
yeah, yeah. Theoretically, right? Let's go back to Garcia there.
Yeah.
And Davis. Do you think Garcia will improve on his boxing, and would you think that would be around too?
I don't know if anybody who gets knocked out that bad deserves a round two.
I don't know
And
if I
it's
would say
hard
it's
for me to
that
say
bad
that.
though.
I mean, in UFC, bro, it's different. You know, boxing is they're different sports.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like Gervonta has like 3 or 4 people to go through before he even thinks about, you know, hitting Ryan again.
You think Ryan would have to fight someone else, like a few more people, and then go back to Tank? Would you say?
Of course, he needs a lot more.
needs
He,
to prove-
needs head movement. He needs footwork. You know, there's a lot of things that he needs to be a more complete fighter. I mean, that left hook is nasty. I don't think anybody or their mother would want to get hit by that. If he, I mean, I think if, you know, Tank stood his chin out like this and Ryan hits him with a leg hook, he's going out too.
Yeah.
He's just a person. You know, everyone's going out, but I mean, he needs a little bit more. And I don't know if he should keep that coach. That coach, I feel like, should have told him, you know,
Switch up.
you need more head movement. You know, my dad was saying it the whole time. He don't move his head. You know, he's flat-footed and but Ryan has raw natural talent. The guy's been fighting since he was a kid.
Yeah, he's been fighting since he was also like 8
Like,
or something.
if he needed to change it up real quick,
Yeah.
I very much think he has the ability to. You know,
I think he can and he will.
I think he can and he will. Yeah,
I think it's something that's going to take probably like a good year, maybe 2.
maybe too.
To like really get, because it's to fight him. It's an adaptive skill set that you like bring to the table for that opponent.
Right.
So it might like maybe he changes his whole game as a whole, or maybe he just changes it for preparation of that fight if it were to happen. But like, I mean, hey, what the fuck do I know?
Like if that's the way he fights with a week's notice, I don't blame him. But yeah, like that's not how he should have went in with Tank. He should have, you know, that's not gonna work on him. You know, it might have worked on a lot of, you know, B plus or A minus. Or I'm gonna say A minus, because to be at that level, you must be fucking fantastic. But you know, Tank's a star. It takes A plus plus. You know, like
I still fuck with Garcia. Still fuck with
100%.
him.
No.
I'm gonna
fucking ring.
I'm gonna cop some Garcia merch. So if you see me on this podcast with a Garcia shirt, just know that's the homie. I'm rooting for him.
It's love right
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, bro.
That'd be dope, honestly.
I actually have a punching bag. I think his brand. You know the one that goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got
the speed
so
one?
for my no. It's like it goes on. It's a I think it's a Cobra bag.
Oh, okay.
You know the
okay,
one he
yeah.
hits in his videos really
Yes.
fast.
Oh,
The one
okay.
that like swings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my siblings and I do a Secret Santa, and I really don't want anything, but you know, just all right, just get me one. So I actually have one. I have one.
nice.
It's in my building gym. Yeah, I got one. So
That's
I mean,
That's pretty fire.
we support whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm supporting.
I want to get in the gym, bro. We got to spar.
You want to spar?
We got to spar.
You want to
Well,
go for it?
I've never like fully sparred, but I want to like, you know.
We go soft sparring. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
techniques. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
could be tapping. You know what I'm saying?
I do pad work. That's about as far as I've gone with like other friends who like, you know, they're into like the combat, and I think we've done like bag work, not
Yeah.
pad work, but bag work. So
He has his patterns down. Like he has his whole.
yeah, like you
I-
definitely have me beat on skill set for sure. Like that's not even. You
Yeah.
know, if we take it to the ground, that's a different story. But
well, you know, we're wearing boxing gloves. So.
boxing gloves. Oh man. So what's next, bro? What do you have? I mean, I know you know we've been working together for a little while now. That's an interesting kind of story how we met, right?
Well, Matt brought you.
I know.
Matt's actually bought a couple pieces from me. He's also bought a couple pieces from Track. Shame on you. And
Yo, this guy will take that to the grave with me for the rest of my life.
To the
bro.
grave, because I'm the best, and I take it
man.
personal.
You gotta support. I support everybody, bro.
That
There's one thing
was
you'll know about me.
pre-partnership. That was pre-partnership.
That's one thing you'll know about me. I support everyone as long as you show love and whatnot. I'm like that. So,
Yeah, you're a supportive guy.
I support everyone that supports me, bro. You show love, I'm gonna show love back.
Matt knows I'm just fucking around.
But yeah, no,
Matt knows I'm like half serious. Half
I know
fucking
he
around.
has a corner of that in his heart. Like, yo,
Fuck you, Matt.
just looks at you. Just looks at you. 1% of you just like.
Fuck you, Matt.
no, but much love, bro. Because obviously, like again, for those that don't know, he basically posted on his story. It's like, yo, looking for a videographer. I'm like, that's crazy. I kind of do that.
Power of social media.
Dude.
Again.
Hit him up.
Matt shows up with Alan same day. Same day.
Same day.
I go through like 3 interviews, you know, one before them, a couple after, and you know, I just it just made sense to work with these guys, you know, give them the chance, the opportunity, and you know, it's been going well. It's been going pretty well,
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know?
so much content.
dude.
We have
So
a
much
lot.
content.
We have a lot of work.
You know, if you guys want to see, guys, I'm telling you, I mean, jewelry is jewelry. You know, the guy is the guy. But I mean, if you guys want to see the guy who does jewelry and the entrepreneurship that comes behind it, you know, not just the jewelry, but what it takes, you know, not just the fight, but the training, the mentality, you know, watch our YouTube, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, you know, Sideways Triangle, Matt Allen, they're doing a hell of a job. And, I mean, the journey's where it's at, right? So I'm enjoying it.
Let's speaking of enjoying it and growing the business, let's talk about DR property hunting. Let's talk about expansion, right?
Yeah.
So you guys first of all, you guys just opened up that one like 3-floor story shop. You got.
March 10th, one of the best days of my life. Yeah.
So that was recent. That was dope. Talk to me about that. How did that come to be? What was that like? Just
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean?
I don't know how much time we got left on this, but you know, I mean, it was quite the endeavor. I mean, opening that store, guys. First of all, that my new store located in the Bronx on 2384 Grand Concourse. Shout out again to the BX Bronx Stand Up. You know, I love my city. I decided not to go anywhere else. I decided not to go to the Diamond District. You know, I decided not to go to any. I wanted to show love right where I came from. You know, I owe so much to the Bronx. But yeah, no, my store is 3 floors. Production, you know, office space, showroom. It's the perfect place where I want to expand my wings. If I wanted to do any other business and have offices in my store, I can do that. So that was another reason of opening it. But opening it was a crazy ordeal. I mean, from the bulletproof to the marble. Like, if you guys see my store, check out my store. Go to my page. Just look at the thing. It's a masterpiece.
It's fucking sick.
a masterpiece. I'm talking
nice.
like marble floors, high ceilings.
The
things
VIP room.
The VIP room.
VIP,
I mean,
VIP.
it's
that room.
it's insane. It's insane what we were able to accomplish in the Bronx, and it took about a whole year to build it. A stressful year because I wanted to do more, but I just couldn't do more. I just didn't have space in my old store. It was a closet almost. I have like 25 employees. Like, we don't all fit. Having team meetings with my other stores, it was kind of getting crowded in here.
Right. How did that come to be? Because I didn't know you back then. So you
Yeah.
guys have that one location, and then now you have the new one. Again, congrats. You know what I mean? What changed, right? Like, what was it that led to it? Was it more sales? Was it just time? Was it just, you know what I mean, expansion? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was sort of that driving factor?
All of the above, man. I mean, we wanted to make, it's business. We wanted to make more money. And to do that, we needed to expand and we needed to have more employees doing different things. I have the cold callers on the left. I have the sales guys on the right. I have the production people in the corner. I have the lead sales on front. We just needed more bodies to do more business, really. And so that's why we had to expand. And thankfully, we only moved one block up. Funny story, that place actually used to be a pawn shop. Funny story,
Wow.
that pawn shop was actually the kind of like the big brother pawn shop to the pawn shop my dad had. And now we took their space when they moved out, so I'm sure they're really upset about that. But I don't care. All's
business.
fair in love and war in business.
Of course. And now you guys are considering something else, maybe
Something else.
Another store.
I think we're just collecting our rewards. We're just picking up the chips from the table. We're just expanding on the social media with our YouTube and just seeing what our max return can be from that store and from our company. But I want to retire in Florida, so Miami is definitely. I said in a video one time, I think I was in Miami and I said Oscar Stone Miami 2025. So let's see. Let's see, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm shooting a little high or maybe I'm shooting a little low,
I think you could do it. I see no reason why.
If
If you guys keep going on the trajectory you're going now, I don't see why.
I don't see why.
Yeah, it's totally it's in the cards.
I gotta see whatever makes the most. Me and my father have a saying, whatever's best for the business. If there's something that I don't want to do or something he doesn't want to do, we ask the other whatever's good for the business.
Right.
And if we both sign off on something, we do it.
Yeah.
If one signs off but the other one doesn't, we have 2-hour, 3-hour conversations about yes or no. And then if it makes sense, my dad's a very business-minded guy. I could convince him if it's worth being convinced. And
Right.
so am I. If he can convince me, I have an open mind. All right, cool. I was wrong. You're right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. What do you see yourself doing post jewelry, or do you think jewelry is it for the rest of your life?
No, it's I at this moment I don't think it is. I think I love jewelry. Jewelry has given me so much, but as a true businessman, I have bigger plans. Jewelry. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. By the time I turn 40 or 50, I want to become an all-out philanthropist. I'm leaving the U.S. I'm gonna go save the world somewhere. Somewhere. And I think that's what drives me a lot to work hard, because I know that there's people out there who need me. And it might come off as a savior complex, but I'm very comfortable with it, and I've made my peace with it. I know that's what I want to do. And the longer I take to grow the business, the longer it takes me to become incredibly wealthy financially, the longer that there's going to be families or a problem that the world has that I can help solve. Because I have this saying that I say to myself that I'm not leaving the world the same way I came into it. That is a waste of life. And that's also a waste of the opportunity that, God has given me. God gave me deuces, dual aces. If I didn't do something substantial with the pocket aces, I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's real, bro.
What? We gonna tap.
Yo, tap that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tap that
for
one.
sure, for sure. That was
From the heart.
that's powerful, bro. Yeah, that's from the heart. I fuck with that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
man.
that resonates. I hope that resonates with you guys. But yeah, that's dope.
It's real. That's what I tell myself every day. You know, got my journal and I write it down in there. I mean, whenever I can. You know, I won't say every day, but every other day. You know.
Yeah. No,
Gotta save the world, bro.
it's inspiring, man.
Got to imagine if 1 million people dedicated their lives to saving the world. You know, I'm sure there is, but imagine if I don't know, 10% of the population dedicated their life to making the world better.
How do you feel about the people right now that don't and are in that position of power?
You know, it's funny because I don't want to judge because I'm not in that position, you know, of incredible wealth. You know, maybe I'm a young, ambitious guy who thinks this way now and things change later. I pray to God it doesn't. But again, circumstances, having a family to take care of. I mean, you know, so many things that can change. You know, when you are incredibly wealthy, you're not just responsible of the family business. You're responsible of your shareholders. You have a calling that is so much bigger. So I mean, it's hard to say, man. Politics is a crazy game, and there's so many layers and there's so many, you know, onions to unfold. That I mean, I think if you look into yourself as a human being and you ask yourself, am I doing what I can for the human race? I think everyone can really answer that question for themselves. You know, I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm only living in my life. You know, God only gave me my body to control, so I gotta do what I gotta do.
For sure.
They do what they want, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think it's very much of a way of thinking of like if you're able to help something, it might not have to be money. It could be with words, it could be with gestures. If you're able to help somebody put some type of positivity into someone else's life, I think honestly for me that's like an everyday reward. And I could go to sleep like, hey, I did that. Knowing I could do it. If I couldn't, then that's different, obviously. But like that's how I see my life.
God bless you, man. I'm glad you think that way. I think that way.
I wish more people. I mean, I'm not like I'm a freaking saint either, but I think everyone. I wish everyone could like think like that.
I think a lot of people do, but when you have the money and you have the responsibility of other people who lent you that money, things do change.
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't want to play ignorant to that.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go into like really realistically, guys. I mean, you know, you'd have the founders of Amazon on, you know, Facebook, all these people. They walk into a room and they're held accountable by 12 other people who only want their return on investment to be bigger.
Right.
True.
And so you know, either you lose the company because everyone's seeing you doing things that don't make sense for the company, or you know, you gotta stick it out. I don't know. It's very complicated.
I guess it depends how you make it, right? Like where the money came from, how you have the money, how the money's coming in.
Yes.
Because that's the politics of the game as far as when you're like in those big.
Do you
big
owe any
leagues.
favors for being in the position you're in?
Yeah. And
Holy
most
fuck.
and it's most likely not. It's very hard to get to that level and being like I independently did it, because that's almost impossible. That doesn't happen. It comes to a collaboration, a team of efforts of different.
And that's the thing. To get to that level, very rarely could you do it by yourself.
Yeah.
If not, it is impossible. I
sure.
mean, even people who own their own companies 100% still have managers and people that I'm sure they give equity out to at the end in compensation. Not equity, I'm saying shares of the profit.
Yeah.
There's always somebody when you have a business that big, there's always somebody who, you know, wants to benefit or has to benefit or put in the years to benefit.
and it's
you
only
know?
right too. And it's only right.
It's only right,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I guess I never looked at it that way. That's yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. So how would you say, I guess, from a standpoint of your relationship with your father, working all these years? Because again, like I'm, I guess you could say, slowly getting into business with my father. Like he's always been a very business-minded person. Always like, yo, do this. Do
What
that.
does your dad do?
Well, growing up, he's basically real estate, property, landlord shit.
You want to sell real estate?
Eventually, yeah. I'm essentially getting into it now.
Okay.
But like I know what it takes really to like, you know, run the house, what you got to fix and all that shit. But like, so I always bump into heads with him of like, in the beginning, like earlier in my career, like I wasn't sure yet what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And then became eventually like, now I'm like, obviously I do this, like it's been doing this for a while now. And so it's like, I bump heads with him. So now we're like slowly working into like buying properties and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And I see that like you and your father now, like, I don't know if you guys were already doing that or like, doing that now? Like as far as like looking for properties, like how would you say, like, was that something that he's always like liked, or you pretty much brought the idea to him? What would you say about that?
No, my dad very much knew about real estate way before me. If anything, I say I'm the junior for sure in that. Like I don't know much about real estate. I mean, I can see a deal if the numbers make sense. You know, ROI. You know, I know business. So if I take a piece of an asset and I can make money off of it, I'll be all right no matter what. But he knows more about real estate. I mean, in my book. I mean, this is not the same for everybody, but in my book, parents know best. I mean, I've tried to not do jewelry, but my dad made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and why not give the family business a swing?
Right. And I've seen that with certain people. Sometimes it's just like they have something in mind that like, oh, they want you to do it, and they're like, shit, I want to do something else. But yeah, it makes more sense to continue what's already proven and what works. And I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Like you say, like you almost didn't want to do it, but then you're like, no, I'm gonna do this. Like eventually that passion came to you.
I've never wanted to do anything that wasn't practical. And I think that was because of 20 years of growing up in a household where like,
That's
like,
just drilled into your
I
head.
mean, my mom and dad are both business owners. It's like my dad's a business owner and my mom's stay-at-home wife, and she watches the novellas and the cartoons and and she just
Relax.
passion, be creative, be who you want to be. Like no, like my mom is also a hard-ass businesswoman, and so for me, being a creative never approached my mind.
Yeah.
So it's always been practical. Like if I was gonna do jewelry, I was gonna be a financial advisor. I'm just that's my story though. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, in my book, parents just always look out. They just want the best for you, and whatever makes sense for you at the end of the day, whatever makes you feel like more fulfilled too. I mean, why do I even have this glove in my hand? Now I see there's a passion of mine that's creeping into my life, that is steering the way my business is moving in. I just called out Tracks NYC. Why did I do that? You can dissect it. Did I have a passion? And now I kind of want to merge the two together. So all this time I'm spending on my passion isn't gone wasted.
Right.
It still comes back to my business, because now that's amazing.
It's relevant. It's marketing. It's
And
practical.
all those things are
Health.
true at the same time.
Health.
Because I'm like a marketing head, so I'm always thinking like,
Yeah, I
Content.
think I was cleverly able to weave everything that I do in my life to
checked off a
benefit
lot
my
of boxes
business.
with that move.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, this is perfect. Like, you have to do it.
It was, Drakey said it best. He was like, it was served to me on a gold platter,
Yeah.
not a silver. I said silver, and he was like, no, gold. So, yeah.
Holy crap.
So you saying like you butt heads with your dad a little bit?
Well, earlier, younger, he's just like, he was always telling me about, like, again, it wasn't essentially what I wanted to do. I was more of a creative, more of I wanted to do just different things. And then now eventually I realized, like, okay, this is what I like. This is what I want to do. And now that I'm in a different position as well, it's like opportunities come in very different ways. And again, I'm a big firm believer in destiny and just the way things get placed for you. And it's just one of those opportunities that came, was like, yeah, I need to take what he was telling me before more serious in that business realm. So in that, I'm pretty much,
We're getting older, right?
Yeah.
We're getting into our later 20s, early 30s soon. Like, money is an issue, these days.
Yeah.
And financial problems don't go away.
yeah.
They're there.
And so I was looking at, so I'm saying, because real estate's forever, there's only so much land. There's only so much of that. So it's like, shit, if I don't start now, this shit's only going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Alan, have you ever had like like a creative difference with with your folks, or has there ever been a time where you decided to be more practical rather than creative? Do you
My mom, my grandfather both wanted me to go down so I went to school and I got a bachelor's in I have a bachelor's in science and nutrition, and I have a minor in public health.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you do have the
Yeah,
nutrition
yeah.
one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. What do I do with it? Absolutely nothing.
I mean,
No,
you told me what I could eat the other day. You're like, I
yeah.
shouldn't have that on skirt.
Yeah.
I have a bachelor's in nutrition.
over your calories, Oscar.
I like to just flex that there's a degree there. No. You know what? I don't know if it's just. I always look at it like this. I'm a first generation American. I wasn't born here. I was born in Ecuador. I came here when I was like 5, 6. So similar story in the sense of like I relate where it's like, bro, your dad just straight up dipped and your parents came here. Like that's wild. Like my parents,
insane.
my parents left when I was my age right now. I don't know if I could just dip to like Europe right now and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna start over.
Start over.
Yeah, like,
right.
that's
Oh
crazy
my
to me.
God, Start over.
Especially for like your children. Maybe that's different. I don't have children. I mean, none of us here have children, so we can't relate in that sense. But so for me growing up, you graduate high school, you go to college. I listened to my mom as far as advice goes, where she was like, look, you don't know what you want to do. That's fine. Go to school. Don't go somewhere super expensive because you're going to dish out like 40, 50,000 a semester to like figure yourself out. I was like, you're right.
That's too much to figure yourself
You're
out.
right. I'm gonna just figure myself out on the low. I didn't go to community. I went to Montclair State here in New Jersey, and I remember like I think it was like semester 1. I knew immediately. I was like, nah, college isn't for me. Like this isn't me. Like I'm not gonna go into corporate America. But I didn't know what else I was gonna do. And then I discovered entrepreneurship. I discovered business. I just went down the rabbit hole. 10 years later, we're here now. But amongst the 4-year college period, I remember, I guess, kind of like butting heads with my mom, where I don't know, that's that she didn't believe in me, but she like wanted me to go down a safe, secure route. And becoming a nutritionist, like that's a good paying job. It's a good position. Like that's respectable. Like you're in that sort of like doctor medical field, like where you're giving advice and you have patients essentially. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to fucking listen to people's problems. Like I don't want to like just, oh, you have diabetes, like you can't eat this, and like you have this, and glaucoma and gluten. And I was just like, I thought it was interesting enough to learn it and be able to help myself, help my family, become a little bit more nutritious and healthy, but not enough where I wanted to monetize and make money off of it. And then I don't know if I told you, but for me, it was on Instagram. I just saw people traveling the world, and I was like, I could do that. Like
You did mention that. No, you've said that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to go on flights and
I was just like, bro, like I'm gonna get there. Like I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna become so good and so valuable that like people are gonna fucking fly me out, and I'm gonna go work with companies and clients and resorts and hotels and all this shit. And we're here, we're doing it. But year 1 of this business, it was like
when was year 1 of this business?
2017, 2016.
2017, 2016?
Yeah, I think it was the beginning of like 2017. Yeah, right.
So you've been working on Sideways Triangle since you were 22, 23?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 2022, I started a business. By the time I was 25, I became financially independent.
I think 22 around there is when I start. Like I was already in charge for like 2 years, but I think that's when the light bulb really started to shine bright.
Yeah. I was hungry, bro, at like age 18, 19, because I was like, all right, like I want to prove to my parents that like I can do this. And to them, it's like, I just picture in my head, like if I was like my mom or my dad, it's like, okay, we moved here for you. You went to school, elementary, high school, college. What do you mean you're not going to graduate or get a degree and go get a job? Are you fucking insane? And I was like, yeah, Mom, like, I'm just going to go start some businesses. I appreciate your investment.
What do you mean you want to play with a camera?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So
we came from Ecuador for you to give you a better life. Your parents probably had a million conversations about why this is a good move and why she was so scared and why
Bro,
he was
I mean,
like, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this for Al.
I'm gonna share with you guys something that I don't think I've said publicly. Oh shit! I was in Montclair State. I think it was like junior year or something, and I remember like I was getting bad grades. Like I was basically like failing. Like I was on like academic probation for a semester, and my mom.
Booze involved?
I didn't give a fuck about school.
You're smart. I thought you just weren't trying.
Huh?
You just weren't trying.
Oh, you tried.
Oh yeah, I wasn't trying. No.
okay.
Well, so okay. This is a redemption story. So I was like in. Actually, dude, I was such a bad student. One semester, my mom gave me money to pay for the semester, and I just didn't pay it. And I was like, okay, well, like, I guess I can't go to school now. Like, I'm unenrolled from my classes because we didn't pay. You know what I mean? I didn't.
What did you do with the money?
I gave it back to my mom. But like, then when I did go back, I was like, I guess I'll just. For me, it was like almost like a test the waters. Like, let me see what I could do with my life in like this 6 months that I have for free. I didn't do shit. Like, I was just a bum. And then I went back to school, and then I was just getting really bad grades, and I went on academic probation. And I remember like I made my mom cry. I was in the financial office at Montclair State, and I was on the phone, and we were arguing, and I was telling her like, Mom, like this isn't what I want to do. Like I don't want to do this. This isn't for me. And I remember her just like being like almost like giving in. She was like, fine, if you want to throw your life away, if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to listen to your parents or whatever, like do it. Like unenroll, don't pay. like I'll see you when you get home type shit. And
Shit.
and I felt so bad. I felt so bad that I made my mom cry. As an adult, like I really don't like that. And long story short, I had a conversation with an advisor of mine. I think towards the end of junior year, and she was basically she like gave me like the hard talk. I'm a very big person on tough love, and I show tough love against the team and with my clients and everybody in my life. Like,
Yeah, you have to, man.
I'm just like I'm very straightforward, and it could come off as aggressive or like me being a dick, but like it's very much just like I'm just gonna tell you how it is because one, it's gonna save us time, but secondly, I'm just gonna tell you how I truly feel. And I think a lot of people don't do that these days. So for me, it's like I appreciate when somebody's real with me. So I like to give that back to them. But so anyways, to make this not super, super long, I had a conversation with an advisor, and it was this Puerto Rican woman, and God bless her fucking soul because she sat me the fuck down.
It'll be the Puerto Rican woman to do that to you,
bro.
My Puerto Rican mom changed my life, bro.
She sat me
So
down
set that shit
in
in
this office,
perspective,
and she's like, if you're gonna be here, be here. I'm gonna sign you up to some classes, but please take this opportunity. If you don't want to go, don't fucking waste your parents' money. Leave. Find something else to do. Like, she just told me straight up. She was like, there are fucking millions of kids around the world that would die to be in your position here in this classroom today.
That's fucking true.
And that woke me the fuck up because I was like, wow, I'm being such an ungrateful little bitch. And so I started doing better. I got out of academic probation. My last year of college, I was a senior. I took the most amount of credits, which was like 21 credits, 7 or 8 classes, fucking every single day, like 3-hour labs, 1 hour, like, whatever class. Like, I was just swamped in just class. I graduated college basically dean's list, like getting fucking straight
Nice.
A's and B's. I was working 2 part-time jobs, the middle of sideways triangle, almost on the verge of becoming financially independent. And just like I was just every single minute of my day was dedicated towards the grind. And I remember like that inspired the fuck out of me. And I graduated just to basically bring a smile back to my parents and be like, listen, I know I was really like a kind of fucking piece of shit for the last 2 years, but just know that like I had to prove it to myself and all my classmates. Like, look, I know I'm not the best classmate. I know I'm not, I know I'm like a fucking asshole or whatever, but like, here's a straight A's and B's, and I could have done this the entire time I was here. It's just I didn't want to because this isn't the game that I wanted to win at. I wanted to win in business, and now we're winning in business. And now my mom fucking comes and visits, and we have lunch here at the studio, and she's like, "Oh, well, how's business?" Blah blah blah.
Oh, nice. God bless.
So yeah, that's that's the story there. I don't even know what you asked me, but
a redemption. No,
Yeah.
I was going around shooting shit,
yeah, that's like
I didn't know all that about you.
Yeah,
it gives you perspective,
yeah, and so it's
Because you definitely weren't doing bad in school because you couldn't. You just didn't fucking want to.
I didn't apply myself. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I just clocked out. I was like, bro, like I'm gonna get A's for what? No offense to anybody out there who has a job, but I was very just dry cut. I looked at it like, bro, if I get paid fucking $1,000 an hour, at the end of the day, there's only 24 hours in a day. That means I can only make $24,000 today, and that
That's
means
pretty good.
I can only make $168,000 a week because there's 160 hours in a
pretty
week.
diesel.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I like the opportunity of not having a ceiling. I want to be able to dictate how much I make.
That's not a bad ceiling though.
It's-
100,000 a week.
That's a light
Clean?
Tuesday for
That's
Oscar.
500K a
Oh
month.
no.
So yeah, man, that's that. Just for anybody who relates to that, if you're in college, understand that there are other options out there that you can do.
Do what you got to do while still working on your
What
dream.
I always say, and I think I said this on another episode, is like, yo, if you're gonna not do college, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But like, you got to work your ass off and whatever else you decide you're gonna do.
Whatever your trade is.
Yes,
100%.
It's not about
that's
just
not changing.
It's not about quitting school and being like, yo, fuck school. Like, no, it's like, okay, like, dude, do something with your life.
Yeah.
Like you said before, you were born to do something. Like, bro, figure that out and just get it done.
I think, I talk about me having pocket aces. I think if you're born in this country, you got pocket aces.
For sure.
Really. Almost off bat.
Yeah, you have so much abundance, so much opportunity here, bro. People sleep on that.
Seriously.
Controversial topic. I think Americans themselves sleep on that because they're born in
100%,
America.
100%.
So
We're spoiled, man.
I think what gave me a lot of perspective too was I was in India for an associate's wedding, and I do a lot of gold business with him. I sell him a lot of gold, and so he invited me to his wedding. So I was out in India, and I was going from Ahmedabad to Palampur. They're like two cities, or regions really. Excuse my language. I'm not too sure. but two different areas in India, and there's about I think off the top of my head, correct me if I'm wrong, like 5 to 6 hours of driving between. And I'm driving through the country. I'm driving through the country of India. You know, the driver's driving. I'm in the back seat. You know, because I'm American.
Do they
whatever.
drive on the other side of the car?
I really can't remember. Honestly.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And I'm just looking at the window, and I mean, you know, it's a beautiful country. You know, to me, you know, it was just 6 hours of poverty. You know. And that's what I remember.
On the way, the whole
on the whole
like
way.
it was very like damn.
It was just like damn,
like worse than Peru type, like
way worse.
oh wow,
Way worse.
Yeah, India has some of the worst. I mean, they're like,
and
they're
these
extremes.
are human beings just like you and me.
yeah.
You know, the only difference is born different places.
Yeah.
But they're human beings. They need water just like you and me. They think. You know, they have a family. You know, and they move, they communicate just like all of us, and they're just so poverty stricken. It was insane. I stared out the window for 6 hours.
And that shit will humble you. That shit will humble the shit out of you. It really makes you realize, like, damn, like
it
got
was
it all.
insane. It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, I always preach to, like, listen, bro, if you have food, you have a roof over your head, some clothes, you're a lot.
You got everything you need to be successful.
Yeah, you're a lot richer and
figure it the
wealthier than
fuck
you
out.
think.
You got all. You got it all.
Yeah, for sure, man. What else you see in India though?
In India, I mean, beautiful wedding. I mean, they have the best weddings. Obviously, the whole town comes out.
They have
the
gorgeous
whole
weddings.
town comes out. It's just such an event. So there's this wedding, and just like people, you don't even talk to them. They just come out and they celebrate. They're just enjoying life, like enjoying. You know, for a place that doesn't have as much as you think, they're doing the most with it, and they just enjoyed it. You know, people like the whole city. It was a whole town. I swear to God, hundreds of people for just two people getting married.
That's
Can you
amazing.
believe that?
The thing with India,
insane.
I don't know if this is factual, but the wealth distribution, it's the extremes are crazy, because you have like extreme poverty, which you saw, and then you have like extreme wealth, where it's like this one dude owns like this whole city or tower or whatever. And there's like almost no middle class or no in between, from what I've heard.
I mean, right? I mean, where did the wealthy get more money from? They have to get it from somewhere if you want to be more wealthy. And then it's just, I mean, isn't that like the conversation of what's happening here in America? Like, isn't that like kind of
There's
what people
no-
are saying? That
There's
like
no more middle class.
the middle class is
essentially.
going, people are just, you know, more
Yeah.
well off, and people are just less well off.
Yeah.
I don't know much about politics. I don't really get into it, you know, too much. I just focus on my business.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that's a real thing, man. It's a
Yeah.
real thing. You know, rich getting richer, poor getting poorer. Like,
Just gotta work harder. That's it.
in America, you really just can't work harder, though.
Just gotta work harder.
I mean, do whatever.
Smarter
man.
and harder, or if you can, smarter.
America's one of the few countries where you can come in and you could just 10x your income if you really, really work at it.
100%.
100%. Doesn't matter what you do. I don't care what you do. You come in, wherever you're born, however you're born. Like, I always, my biggest motivator for anything, I always look at it is like this. There is someone out there right now in life who has less than me and is winning bigger than me. And if he or she is doing it, I have no excuse.
That's absolutely true, actually.
And that keeps me
I
sane.
think I'm going to keep that one, too.
That keeps me just focused, because it's easy to make excuses for yourself. And I just think, like, bro, someone out there is making it happen. Why can't I? Simple.
When you hold yourself accountable to a lot of things, you know, you're able to accomplish more.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think that, you know, I was just training normally, but knowing that there's a possibility that I might, you know, just be up against somebody, I just found the energy.
Yeah.
You know, normally I would stop at 3 miles, you know, call it a day. Oh, I'm so tired. But, you know, just knowing that somebody might be out there who I might have to fight, we're going the extra 2.
Yeah.
And now I can run 5 miles.
Dude,
I did that like a couple weeks ago, you know?
you came committed. By the way, he came in here, Ubered Eats chicken and broccoli. He's ready. He's committed to this
Oh,
fight.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm a winner. I'm a winner, and I'm gonna win.
Chicken and broccoli.
Period.
Bro. Chicken and broccoli.
Yeah. I talk to myself amazingly. Like, I tell myself I'm a winner. You know, I started doing that like 2 years ago. 2 years ago is when two and a half years ago is when I started living on my own. I wasn't living at home anymore, and I just really learned a lot about myself. You know, not only did I have to learn how to do laundry, but I learned how my mind worked. You know, like just
Yeah.
yeah.
Girlfriends will help you with the laundry.
I don't have one. I don't
we
have
know.
one. I would like one. You know, all this training. You know, I would like to come home to somebody, but you know,
You'll
it
get-
is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you got to find the right one.
I mean, that's just what's been taking a while. I got high standards. You know,
you have a crazy schedule too. So
Yeah.
bless
I'm
the,
also incredibly busy. You know,
bless the women that can deal with that as well, right? Shit.
there's that. You know, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool, dude. So yeah, I think we've hit the time limit. It's getting late. By the way, we're doing this like late. Like what is it? Like 11
word?
o'clock at night right now?
It's 11. Yeah, I still got to do my second workout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're working out after this?
Yeah, I have to.
Oh,
Wait, where?
shit.
Yeah, in my building.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on the elliptical or the stairmaster. My coach said I shouldn't run because I already ran like 3 days in a row. So I'm just gonna get my heart rate up to 180 and just run it back for an hour or something like that.
Fuck yeah, bro. I'm gonna wake up 6 in the morning tomorrow and work out. Let's do it.
Go for it. All right.
All right, guys. Oscar Stone, where can they find you? Plug yourself in, the store, the jewelry. Show
All
them
the
that
cameras.
watch. Show them
Oh,
that
guys.
necklace. Show them the fucking
All the-
ice, bro.
Boom.
This is the ice man
Boom.
right here, bro.
$30,000 tennis
Sicario.
chain, $20,000 tennis chain, $50,000 watch. You know what I'm saying? Shoes are Italian, you know, whatever it is. You guys can find me. My main flagship location is now 2384 Grand Concourse. It is Oscar Stone NYC. We do have some sister stores on 701 East Tremont and 203 Dykeman Street. And I actually started excuse me. And for where I was in my old business, I actually started a new brand called Pay Me Now Pawnbrokers, where the expensive jewelry that you guys have a reliable, safe place to store it, get a loan from it, because a lot of people buy these big 20, 30, 40, $50,000 items, and then the jeweler just slaps his hand together and is like, oh yes, he's gonna sell it to me and I'm gonna head crack it. Well, at Pay Me Now Pawnbrokers, you can pawn your item for a 4-month loan at a 5% interest rate per month. It's really easy. Like if you take out $100, it's $105 for 30 days. I mean, I don't think a deal gets better than
Can't
that.
beat that.
So shout out Pay Me Now Pawnbrokers. Shout out Oscar Stone NYC, Instagram Oscar Stone NYC, YouTube Oscar Stone NYC, and those are the platforms I'm on right now.
Oscar Stone.
This guy
Thank you
knows
so
what he's
much,
doing.
man.
Boom.
Peace,
To the
guys.
moon.
Subscribe, like, share, comment. We'll give you a watch.
Volumen.
Oscar will.